Sports Showtime's Seth Lewis was in attendance on Sunday and will give a further look into the Lady Tigers weekend.
The LSU campus had a lot of buzz around its Super Tiger weekend as all sports from spring football, baseball, track, and softball competed in the weekend.
It was really exciting. You know, there was tons of people everywhere. It was just a lot of hype about it and stuff. And I wish we could have gone and supported the other the teams, of course.
Though it was a good weekend for sports, it was one that the Lady Tigers softball team would like to forget, as they were swept in their series against the #1 ranked Florida 3-0, 1-0, and then 12-0 on Sunday.
Honestly, the games this weekend, it didn't really come out the way we wanted it to, but you know, I felt that yesterday our heart was really in it. I mean, not saying our heart wasn't in it today, but we just didn't get the bat on the ball like we'd hoped to.
This weekend was no reflection of their season so far, as LSU boasts a 27-13 record, which is a surprise to most with all the youth on the team.
I think we've been doing really great, seeing as we have 9 new freshmen. It's honestly we've all kind of stepped up and played our game and whatnot, and you know, coming together as a team.
The 18th ranked Lady Tigers know that they must bounce back from their huge losses this weekend, as they have only 10 games remaining in SEC play before the SEC tournament.
I think we just need to clean up some stuff. You know, we need to get our hitting on all back together. You know, we can't just have a couple hits here and there, you know, consistently all hit throughout the lineup.
For Tiger TV, I'm Seth Lewis.
On a positive note, the Tigers had a lot of fan support this weekend as 1,679 people packed the stands of the new Tiger Park on Saturday. This attendance was the 3rd highest crowd in program history.
It's time for another quick intermission, but when we get back, we'll sit down with 2 of our finest to further break down LSU sports.
Don't change that channel. This is Sports Showtime on Tiger TV.
Welcome back into Sports Showtime. I'm now joined by 2 of our most respected opinionators, Hunter Hall and Jason Templer. Welcome to the show, guys.
Thanks for having us, man.
Thanks a lot, bro. I appreciate it.
Let's get things started off real easy here. The baseball team this weekend, what happened versus Tennessee, basically, Hunter?
Man, it starts off with Saturday. They beat themselves with a season-high 5 errors. Before Saturday, the most they had all season was 2 in one game. They out-hit the Vols Saturday, and Coleman even threw 7 innings for 11 strikeouts. There's no excuse. Sunday, on the other hand, Tennessee started out strong and just never let off the gas. The Vols went into the 5th with a 9-run lead, and the Tigers' bats just never came alive. It was a really bad weekend for the Tigers, but don't expect another weekend like this one for a while, Jason.
Yeah, Hunter. They just didn't show up at all to the ballpark Saturday or Sunday. A team with as much experience as LSU should not be committing 5 errors like they did Saturday in their 7-5 loss. That's inexcusable to me. Sunday was all pitching as Austin Ross gave up 6 runs on 6 hits and only two innings of work. Let's just say his ERA is going to be pretty high now. Lastly, the hitting was great Friday with 18 runs, but the 5 on Saturday and 4 Sunday is a little worrisome. I don't expect every game to produce double-digit runs, but consistency is needed from the bats.
All right, so the baseball side of Saturday's super events was a little disappointing, to say the least, but the spring game gave a chance of hope to the thousands of fans in attendance. Guys, what are your initial thoughts of the game, Jason?
Yeah, I got to start out with Russell Shepard, the super freshman. He showed why he had all the hype coming into this year. He showed explosiveness out of the backfield and did not wear a no-contact jersey like all the other quarterbacks. In one play, if the ref doesn't blow the whistle on a tackle he spun out of, he's still going to be running down the sidelines today. His throwing still needs a little bit of work, but for an 18-year-old kid, he threw the ball pretty well.
Jason, I'll admit, Russell Shepard played pretty well. He showed some flashes. Overall, I thought it was a good performance. For the most part. However, I do wish Russell Shepard would take care of the ball a little better. But Jordan Jefferson looked great, going 8 for 10, 97 yards. As expected, Charles Scott had a great performance, 70 yards and 2 touchdowns. The receivers looked good as well. Brandon LaFell, Chris Tolliver, Tim Molden. But my favorite was the defensive backs. I love Patrick Peterson. He's going to be a superstar. And John Chavis' defense this year is going to be top-notch. I'm excited.
All right, guys, I can't let y'all get out of here without discussing the NFL draft. It's this weekend, first 2 rounds Saturday, second half of the draft on Sunday. As many as 6 Tigers are expecting to hear their name called in the draft. So some real quick answers to these questions. Who's going to be called first from LSU and at which spot?
I think it's going to be Tyson Jackson first. He's probably going to go to 12 to Denver. He's perfect for that defense.
Definitely Tyson Jackson. Somewhere between 10 and 15. It depends.
All right, who's the biggest Tigers sleeper between Demetrius Byrd, Brett Helms, and Ricky Jean-Francois?
Oh, it's got to be Ricky Jean-Francois. He's got tons of potential. He's not a big fan of school. That's why he left early. But we saw in the national championship year, he's got a ton of talent.
Definitely Ricky John. Demetrius Byrd fell back a little bit in the combine. Ricky John's probably going to go 3rd or 4th round.
All right, last question real quick. First overall pick, the Detroit Lions. They're thinking about picking Matthew Stafford. It's been that way the whole draft. Do they take him, Jason?
I think they got to take Matthew Stafford. I love his skill set. He's got a cannon for an arm. It sucks for him and his family that he's got to go to Detroit, but he's still going to be a hell of a player.
Definitely going to be Matthew Stafford. He works well with Detroit. He's going to be a great NFL quarterback. He's got the arm, and Detroit has nobody but Dan Orlovsky, and that's nobody. So.
All right, guys. Well, all y'all opinions sounding great. Y'all agreed with me a lot of times. We should get y'all back on the show if y'all keep
There you
that
go.
up.
That's what I'm looking for, man.
But thanks for being on. We'll have y'all on later in the season. We're going to take our last break, but the top 5 plays of the week are coming up. You're watching Sports Showtime on Tiger TV. While it was a not-so-super weekend for all LSU athletics, we were still able to find you top 5 plays.
Coming in at number 5 at that spring game, Chuck the Truck, taking it up the middle.
I love how excited you get when you get to say Chuck the Truck. That was Chuck's 2nd touchdown of the spring game.
I do get excited when I see Charles Scott out there.
All right, coming in at play number 4. The fans were dancing to the song Neck, but this isn't dancing. That wasn't neck. That was more like shoulder.
You need to show him your dance moves, Brian.
I'll teach him.
In at number 3, we had to show some action from Tennessee with these diving catches. Now out in center, their center fielder, Kentrell Davis, another diving catch, just taking away those hits from the Tigers.
Play number 2, LSU long jumper Jeremy Hicks with a 26 feet, 3/4 of an inch long jump to take the long jump title at the Alumni Gold. He also runs on the relay teams. He's not just a jumper, he's pretty fast too.
Impressive. In at number 1, though, we got to go back to that spring game with Russell Shepard. Now, wonder everybody's so excited he's here. Look at this, dodging the tackle of Raheem Alim. We're going to show it to you again in slow motion.
I'd have made that tackle.
You would have, Brian. I'm not surprised.
Well, that's going to do it for us here at LSU Sports Showtime. You can catch the rebroadcast of this show on Tiger TV tonight at 6:30.
Or if you're off campus, you can catch us on Cox Channel 4 at 11:30 and WBTR Channel 19 at midnight. You can also check us out on the web at www.tigertv.tv.
From all of us here at Sports Showtime, have a great day. I didn't have
Into the livest game coverage around. It's all in LSU Sports, Showtime in the towns. Get the scoop on the ball and sneak peek on the track. Key in on the field when them Tigers attack. In fact, you get it back a few times a week. But it starts on Tuesday, 3rd day of the week. They're beasts when they broadcast. Increase like a fall class. Critique when I speak by my squad in the quad, man. Yeah, they the stars on the quad, man. That's the TVC, Tiger TVP. Every game, every star, every player, every situation they facing the star in the making. And you get it first exclusively. Yeah, I know you feeling me. Who want the latest on the TIG?